What is up, you guys? My name is Anton, and I do college football videos with Miami Hurricanes in focus. Now, before I start today, this video is for people that have been up to date for week 1 videos, the highlights, the spring practice, what's been going on, and there's going to be a preview of week 2 and what Hurricanes fans should be on the lookout for to see improvements on or answers on in week 2. So if you haven't checked out the previous videos before, the link's right here. Check those out. Come back over here. Alright, so now that you're up to date, here's the deal. For week 2, I'm going to go from order of least important to most important through the video of what we want to look for in spring practice week 2 to improve, to get answers on, and how it shapes up. The least important one, I think, is, I would say, linebacker crew. And we're pretty sure we have very solid starters, all being seniors. Good thing of note is none of them are injured. One was kind of in and out, and now he's been fully practicing. Pads are on for the whole football team. That's great to see and hear. So they're going full on. Okay, people keep going and going the fact that, oh my goodness, why are we not outside? I didn't know, but now I know. Okay, here's the deal. The reason we're using your indoor practice facility, the grass and the sod outdoors, it ain't ready, all right? And you're like, hey, can't we foresee this? Why didn't we plan this before? Well, it's called spring for a reason. This is when grass grows. So that's the reason why they're doing this for spring practice. Come fall time, yeah, they're going to be outside in the heat, getting used to that. That's not just Manny Diaz making the team wimps. Now, back to business. Linebacker crew, pretty solid. You wanted to get some guys that are coming up and being good filler rows once all the seniors leave, because that'll be a big hole coming up next year. So, there's not any big news on them. I will say, though, for the whole spring practice, Wilder's out, which is unfortunate. But I'm pretty high on the recruits that we already have, and I think they'll do well. The next part that's not as worrisome is defensive line, but it's interesting to shape up what will happen with the lineup. But currently, the lineup is completely different than I think it will be in the spring, other than Jonathan Garvin at defensive end. Ford has been making some impressive moves and such. He may become into a starter role. We'll see. Pat Bethel's been doing really solid. Scott Patcham is probably not going to be the starting defensive end, but he's been really having good days. He's a senior and working really hard, so keep on the lookout for him. Next news of note, I would say, is running backs. Running backs is not a big worrisome issue either for the Miami Hurricanes. However, it's very interesting to see how Cam Davis performs. Cam Davis has been making some really good plays, been impressing early on in spring practice, and he may overtake DJ Dallas for #1 spot. We'll see about that. Those who are on the Lingard camp and enjoy him, he's out, or he's limited, I should say, because of his knee, still recovering from that. Don't expect him to make big news in spring practice yet because of that, but in fall, hopefully he'll start improving and being 100% healthy. The next crew, I would say wide receivers. There's not big worry there, but KJ Osborne's just being a baller, a beast. Is he going to continue that? How about the other guys? Harley, he's been really, really steady and solid. Is Peyton going to be possibly working into as a starter maybe? He's been impressing early on, or not? Will it be as someone else? So keep an eye out for that. Jeff Thomas doing amazing as always. So I think our wide receiver core is pretty solid, as is our tight end core. They're doing really well. Brevin, Will Mallory. It's interesting to see. Brian Pellandy is still in kind of an injury phase with his knee. He's in and out, kind of limited. So we do use 2 tight end sets and several offense stuff, and there's motion all over. So keep an eye out for that. The next place I would say is the secondary. The secondary, it's getting worrisome now. All right, it's pretty thin. We only have 3 guys on scholarship in spring practice. Bo Bolden is not on campus yet. He's going to be here after the summer, as is some of the new recruits that we've gotten. So it's not going to be a complete, hole, but it doesn't look good in the spring. Just to see how those guys shaping up. How is that going to work out? Knowles has been kind of injured and been taken out of several, one practice at least. So I know not everyone was high on him as a player, but it's good to have, depth. The next part, I would say, is quarterback competition. Definitely second place solidly for spring practice to watch out. Is Jaron going to continue his impressive moves and his ability to continue to be consistent with his passes? Will Nikosi possibly spurn him for the #1 spot and get worked in and get impressive throws? The guy that really needs to work on his throws is definitely Tate Martell, though. Is Tate Martell going to have a spring practice kind of day 2 right after the announcement of him being eligible, or is he going to keep on kind of being behind the group in his passing ability? Now, that leads me into number 3, and I'm going to vocalize this point a little bit more. The quarterback position, it's very limited what you can see because with the offensive line, it's a really big part of it, and the leg running ability of Tate Martell is not on showcase when they're passing balls. And it may be he gets the edge over all the guys because our offensive line is just so weak. And our offensive line is number one. I would say the Hurricanes fans got to watch out. Now, wait, hold on before you start screaming and going off in the comments. This is it. Hurricanes year's over. Line is looking bad. What are we going to do? Freaking Rick Dalgolden screwed us over. No, hold on. It is week 2 of spring practice. This is basically, you got a whole pile of Legos, right? And you're like, okay, instead of making the Lego set we're supposed to make with these Legos, let's just kind of like try around different stuff. So like this offensive line, they're just trying a whole bunch of stuff, trying to see what they can do, what they're working with, what their abilities are, and then they'll start working in the guys, because Kennedy's not even on the starting line as of right now, okay? It's just, they're throwing things around. I expect Butchberry to keep going at these guys, keep working on them. The strength and conditioning coach, get these guys over the summer in shape that they must be in fall practice to be much better. But it's definitely a number one thing that we're looking for improvement as a Miami Hurricanes family. So keep an eye out for that. That's the news I would basically say for y'all. The only other thing I would say is, can the energy keep up? Can the energy keep going and sustain? Because it's week 1, you're like excited and hyped, but can Manny Diaz keep going? We've seen it with the big cane drill, what he's done with that, and you know, just hyping up the whole team, bringing it together, and both the offense and the defense making plays. Will that continue going, or will the defense get this giant edge over the offense that we saw last year and then saw it in the season and how bad our offense was? It's looking much better, guys. It's looking much better. Let me know your thoughts down below. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video and analysis. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't joined the college football community, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are you excited and happy about spring week 2 and how it's shaping up to be, or are you really, really worried? And what's your thing that you're looking for most? Is it a new defensive line guy, a new standout somewhere, or is it a certain quarterback? So let me know your thoughts down below. Guys, college football is a fun and crazy world, but at the end of the day, we always know it's always all about the U.